I got a couple thoughts, and I'll just spread them haphazardly throughout this broadcast. One, Fox News is something else. On video of the detainment sister, Laura Ingraham or Ingraham said that these detainment camps are essentially summer camps. She really said that. Essentially summer camps. That's what she said. Now, I don't know if you went to summer camp or taking your children to summer camp, worked at a summer camp. Generally, there's no fences at summer camp. Generally, your parents drop you off and pick you up from summer camp. It's not usually a place where you've been taken from your parents and you don't get to see them. Second thought, there's been 2 times in my life where my kids were lost. Once, we were in a Universal City, which is like a busy outdoor mall, Universal City Walk. And Isaiah had this bad habit of walking away from us. And we were teaching him, you don't walk away, you don't walk away. So this one time, he walked away from us, and we saw him, but he didn't see us. We had our eyes on him. And we were like, let's see what happens when he realized he walked away from us and he doesn't see us anymore. Huge crowd of people. He freaked out completely. He didn't see us for maybe 90 seconds, tops. And he lost his mind. He's almost about to cry, running like left to right, freaking out. And we used it as a teaching point, like, look, we were watching you, but you need to be more aware of your surroundings and stay close by your parents, okay? That fear in his eyes is what those kids are probably feeling every second, every minute of every day. There was one time Zay and Julian were playing outside, and I came to check on them, and I didn't see them. Come to find out, they were hiding from me, and in my panic, me and Jason were actually together. In my panic, I couldn't find them. And the more panicked I got, the more quickly I was looking. I was screaming. And finally they came out. And, obviously they were severely disciplined. But the fear that I had for that, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, where I couldn't find my son, you talk about pain. Now, if you are against immigration, right? You're against, people pouring into the country, understand, right? But can you tell me with complete certainty that you can watch these videos of these children in cages and tell me that that's right? Now, I know the pundits are saying, but it's legal, and Obama started the law. We're just enforcing it, and zero tolerance policy, and we've got to go by the letter of the law. I hear all that. It's a tactic commonly used. Do you feel like it's right? Because a lot of things that have been wrong in America and in society have been legal. Slavery, internment camps, all types of laws, just all types of things wrong have been legal, but doesn't mean they have been right. And can you really, even if you're a diehard supreme Republican Trump supporter, make America great again, like I was for Obama, diehard, unabashed supporter, can you look at those videos and say, man, we are doing the right thing here. This is what we need to deter people from coming in. Because what it really is a deterrent. You want to tell people who are thinking about coming into the country illegally that if you do bring your kids, we will separate you, and you want to hope that stops them from doing it. But can you watch those videos and say that this is right? Because if you can, there's nothing we can talk about. Okay. And I'm the guy who tries to be as politically correct I see both sides of a lot of things. Okay. If you can watch those videos and rationalize that away, there ain't nothing we can talk about. Can't do it. If you look at that and say, this is what I'm talking about, man. Yes. This is how you get stuff done. I don't know what to tell you. And there's also this narrative that, this is not who we are as America. Historically, that's inaccurate. Historically, separating children from their families has a long history in America. Slavery, auction blocks, selling slaves without even the auction blocks, having babies, selling them, selling the parents to people. That's as old as America. That predates even American independence. Slavery predates independence. Japanese internment camps, separating children from families. Native American Trail of Tears, separating children from families. So let's stop acting like this is new. Like, do your Googles. I feel like sometimes we forget, like, America has a very troubled past. Why we act like it's perfect? And I hate to compare things to the Holocaust. I really do. But I see how, like, I've always thought, like, how did a country, like, rationalize that? How did it get to that point where you could literally ship people to camps and just kill them? And it doesn't start there. It starts with criminalizing them. And, Trump is often, these people are using little words like infesting our country. And Nazi Germany, the Jews were called vermin. They're spreading, using words that remind you of, like, insects, ants, roaches, things that are vile, like. And when you take the humanity out of people, it's easier to understand how you can justify doing things to them that you wouldn't do to, people like you or people you love. First thing you do is make it feel like they're wrong, they're criminals, they deserve it, they shouldn't be here. So you think those things before you think they're human. And it's small little words like that. They're infesting our country and committing wild acts of terror and crime and that where do you even see that? Where do you see widespread undocumented illegal immigrants coming here to just go straight criminals? Most of the time people are coming here to either flee their country or to make money to send back to their families. Coming here to just commit crime, like, by the boatload doesn't even make sense. Most undocumented people are working for small businesses under the table or working for cash in cash businesses. Being paid by a lot of small business owners who are voting for their immigration policy. And that's another thing about America. It's like, and this goes back to our history, even back all the way to slavery. Black people were disgusting and vile, yet black women were raising white children on plantations, to include breastfeeding white children. So they're disgusting and vile, but they're raising your children. You're also having sex with and raping them and procreating with women. Black people were lazy, but they were the slaves that did the work on your land that you didn't do. How? And then, a couple weeks ago it was, well, this is the Bible. If you're a Christian, you got to follow the Bible and you got to, understand that, the Bible says so. Even in the Bible times, Herod had laws that were kill your firstborn or bring all the firstborns to wherever. And that's the reason why Jesus' parents, Joseph and Mary, were fleeing. So in the Bible, if a woman had committed adultery, the law said to stone her. And they brought the adulterous woman before Jesus and said, what say you? She was caught having sex, adultery, and the law says kill her. And Jesus came not to do what was lawfully right. He came to do what was good. So that's why he said, well, he who without sin cast the first stone. Those were legal issues, but they weren't right. And that's what I'm saying. Let's just be honest with ourselves, because politicians do things for votes, cater to their base. Trump ran on this, and he's gonna, try his darndest to be a man of his word. I feel like this is a leverage. So you say, okay, we'll give us a law that we can put in to stop this, and you're gonna, give me my wall. Politicians are always using things for leverage in the media and things like that. But these kids, I was watching the news. These kids are taken from the southern border and flown across to Michigan and New York. These people are undocumented. That means it's going to be nearly impossible to track them. How do you plan on reuniting that person with their family? What is the plan for that? And do you even care? Like, what's the plan? How do you plan? What's the plan to say, okay, now, we're deporting you, or all of you, or some of you, and here's your mom. They are here. You don't know what country they're coming from, where they're going. Nearly impossible. Nearly impossible. So again, I like to have these conversations on Periscope, because like posting a meme and just in the comments, I can't get my feelings out. And it's just too hard to just post a meme and then get to argue with people. So I'd rather speak my feelings in long form, and you can, agree, disagree, whatever. And I don't necessarily, expect people to agree with me. I don't really care. This is who I am, and this is what I think. And you don't have to like it, and I don't have to like what you think. So anyway, God bless you. God keep you. See you at the conference.